I'm FA from bakingwithfa.com, and I've had such a hectic day. Just back in from shopping for all of you. Last weekend voting poll was for Swiss roll, we had coconut cookies, and we had Oreo cupcakes, and the Swiss roll won. So I've just got back from shopping for that fantastic tutorial. I'm just gonna get changed, and I'll see you in the kitchen. So we're gonna get started on our Swiss roll right away. Now it's a slightly different method from your conventional sponge. Basically, we're going to start with the eggs, and I've got 6 eggs here. Now the eggs have to be separated because what we want is to make the sponge quite light and fluffy, and we're going to use a sort of meringue technique. So I'm going to separate the egg whites from the egg yolks, and this is how the best way to separate your eggs. Crack it on the side of the bowl. Okay, it's best to use the shell. So you just want to open it slightly and send the yolk from one shell to the other till all of your whites is out. Okay, so that's egg 1. So I'll see you after 6. Okay, so I've got my 6 egg whites here, and then I've got the yolks here. So I'm going to start with the egg whites. If you do have caster sugar, it works better, but I'm going to use my normal granulated white sugar. So I'm just going to start whisking this in. Basically what you're aiming for is stiff white cakes, which is more or less like a meringue. So I'm just going to whiz it before I add on the sugar. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've mixed this for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to put half of the sugar. What I have here is 160 grams of sugar. So I'm just going to put about half of this, which more or less translates to 80 grams. Now you can see the egg whites is getting quite frothy. You still want it to get quite, as I said, stiff peaks and quite glossy and shiny. So the whizzing continues. Right, you can see we've gotten to this lovely ribbon stage. You can see it's nice and very fluffy. That's what we want. So I'm going to set this aside and do the same to the egg yolks. Now the egg yolks would not give us that same consistency. What we want to do is to make sure the sugar is properly mixed into the egg yolks. So I'm going to add the other half of my sugar, and you don't need to wash this, you can just give it a quick mix. Oh, so beautiful. We've got our egg yolks nice and mixed in. So what I'm going to do now is to fold the egg whites into the egg yolk. Now what you want to take note of is you don't want to mix it too much, because if you mix it quite vigorously you would lose all that air. So I'm just going to fold this in. Oh, this is looking very nice. Look at that. Lovely. Okay, so that's all my egg whites going into my egg yolks. Just give that a quick mix. Now I'm using a metal spoon to give it sharp cuts all around it. Okay. Now I'm working with 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay, so this is. Gently mix that in. Okay, that smells yummy. Okay, so I've got 90 grams of melted margarine, and I've got 150 grams of flour right here. I've got half a teaspoon of baking soda going in, so just give that a mix. And then I'm adding that to my wet ingredients. As I said, I'm going to go with half first, and then we'll mix it in. I'm just going to pour this in half. So I'm just going to alternate it, again not to overwhelm the batter, and then give it a gentle mix. So our last bit of melted margarine is going in, and this is the last batch of flour. Now you need to remember, it just needs that gentle folding in. cut through the flour with your spoon in a circular motion. Right, so the batter is ready. What I'm going to do now is to pour this out into a baking sheet. Now we're going to bake this at 180 C for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to stay very close to the oven because we don't want anything happening to this Swiss roll. So off to the oven it goes, and we'll see you in a bit. Wow, look at that. So our Swiss roll is nice and ready. You can see it's nicely pulled away from the sides. So what we're going to do now is sprinkle on some icing sugar to ensure it doesn't stick to the surface we're going to put it on. Right, so to make sure it doesn't stick to the parchment paper, I'm just going to drizzle some icing sugar all over it, just to make sure we have a nice non-stick surface. Okay, let's put a bit more. And then I'm also going to drizzle some of it on the actual Swiss roll. Okay, so I'm just gonna, woo, look at that cloud of dust. Put it on here, and then we'll gently peel it away from the back. Okay, so it's time for the rolling. Now with firm hands, just grab the ends of your parchment. You can use a kitchen towel, just start rolling. Now you're going to roll while it's still a bit hot. What you want is for the Swiss roll to take shape, and you're going to leave it for a few minutes while it gets nicely cooled, and we'll unroll it again. What you want is a situation where, because it's still quite hot, it can melt your icing sugar. So you need to make sure it gets that shape memory first before we put that in. Okay, so we're just going to unroll this, and in goes our filling. Now I've got two types here. I've got the classic strawberry jam, which I'm just going to, oh, this looks yummy. So I've got jam and buttercream. So I'm going to put a layer of this, just smoothing it across all the way. Can't wait to taste this, trust me. Now I'm going to put a hefty dollop of buttercream. Now if you want to know how to make buttercream, please refer back to one of our earlier videos. Now how more or less you put really is up to you. I like having that rich creamy taste in the middle. So it's really nice. The strawberry mixing in with the buttercream. So now again the same process. We take this and then try and make it as firm as you possibly can. Now this time the paper would not go round, so you need to roll and push back the paper. So it's rolling away from yourself, using the paper and then pushing it back. Okay. You just leave it. Okay, so we're just going to leave it for about a minute to just set, and then I'll shave off the ends and we'll see you for tasting time. So it's that time again. We're going to have a taste. This is so good. You have to try this. Oh, this is yummy. The jam actually makes it have that sweet strawberry taste, and then the Swiss roll, the sponge is just absolutely heavenly. Please try this recipe out. So challenge yourself and let's get those pictures out. Make this gorgeous Swiss roll and you'll be glad you did. So until I come your way next time, it's a happy holiday from me and all of us here. Get baking, stay blessed.